Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon all of you, my fellow learners, professionals, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know the most important question in life? Do you know what that is? Have you ever thought about it? And that is the question I want to put across to you in this video, because everything I do and everything I try to share with you to make your life better, especially from a perspective of education and skills, is coming from this question. This question is the base. It's the fundamental. And I want to share my experience with you because if every single one of us, I believe, start asking this question from ourselves, life will become much clearer and we will become more harmonized in the way we do things, in the way we live things. And with each other, we can be in sync. The question, the most important question of all questions, is why are we here? Why are we here on earth? There are different beliefs about how creation happened. Some believe that we were put on earth, some believe we were created, some believe about some coincidental Big Bang theory, but somehow we are a being who are capable of contemplation, thinking, comprehension, logic, and we are the only being who are able to create in such a environment when we've been given seemingly so much power. The most important question is figuring out, why am I here, or why are you here? In 2019, after having worked in the corporate sector for maybe for around a decade, I decided, after a very unfortunate incident also, with a bombing that happened, a terrorist attack that happened in Sri Lanka, that is my country. And after that, immediately after that, me being a Muslim, I saw in the corporate I was working a change, a paradigm shift. I saw how people actually saw Muslims. That actually opened my perspective to a lot of things. And I was going through this entire phase of really not feeling happy. Internally I wasn't happy, I wasn't content. I was away from home, I wasn't with family. There were so many challenges and so many questions that were bothering me. Fundamentally, it was the question of, am I really who I am? Am I really able to be myself? Because in every corner in that life, you're oppressed. You can't be who you are. You ask questions, you're ignored, your ideas, your creativity is being killed. I mean, I've asked questions in certain meetings, and people have literally acted like they didn't hear it. Important questions, mind you. Right? So it's funny. It's funny. These are just funny stories. Once I asked a question from one of the senior managers, showing a number, and I asked him a particular dynamic about that number, and he said, "That question, the question you asked, is for the CFO. The CFO should be asking this question. This is not your business." He told me that. It was at about 8 o'clock. And myself and him, we were having a chat. And it hit me. Yeah, sure. Everybody has a job. And all you can do is think within the scope of your job. You can't go beyond. That's taboo. That's wrong. It's crazy, huh? So when all of this was happening and I was really internally feeling very discontent, I was going through a MBA. That was another drama in itself. I mean, there were professors who were teaching models and theories that had since been updated, since the model had been founded, right? Like Kotter's 8 steps of change had been updated recently, even recently. But the professor is teaching the same old model. The professor himself hadn't really updated his knowledge. you know so when you go through these kind of things, you start seeing a little bit of perspective, expanded perspective, when you start questioning about your place on wherever you are, on the environments you're operating. This happened, and so many questions. And after that, I decided I'm gonna step out, right? And it's been a couple of years since I stepped out. But the primary question that drove me, because after I stepped out, I was lost. I actually felt lost. And I switched my phone off. I was away. I was off the grid completely. My friends couldn't reach me. So I was back home, and I tried to travel a bit. But the biggest question that was worrying me was, what the hell are you doing on earth, Osman? Why are you here? Who are you? And I'm not going to give you the answers I found. I found a number of answers, number of responses to this very, very important question. But what I want to highlight is that each and every one of you, you are unique. You're special. Nobody on earth has your life. Nobody on earth has your experiences. Nobody on earth has your childhood. Your story is remarkable. It's not ordinary by any means. Even when you feel like your story is ordinary, it's not. The problem is that the world today that we live in, which is built on consumerism and capitalism and media, they're painting a picture, and it's a veil, it's a curtain, right? We are actually not, it's basically a stage. Put it like that. It's a stage. There's a drama going on. We are the audience. And this drama is dictating our thoughts. This is a big problem. Facebook, social media, everything in culmination is doing this. Without us knowing that we are going through this process, it's happening to us. The television advertisements are doing this to us. The songs we are listening to is doing this to us. The education system, primarily, that's where I have a say. The education system is doing this to us. In doing so, we are left to think that the whole purpose that we were put on life, or we were given life, is to have a childhood. You go to school, you get a bunch of certificates, you pile them up, you present it to some interviewers, you get a job, you try and find a partner, you get married, you have a few kids, you build a house, you get a car, you try to build a comfortable life around yourself, and then you die. That's it. That's what it seems like we are supposed to do. I've seen so many things in life that are being dictated by those terms, by those needs, by those wants. It's wrong. I'm telling you, I'm not someone who speaks this directly, but I think it's time to speak up after all this. And that's the whole point of why I decided to go through this journey, why I made certain decisions. And don't get hooked on to these utopias. Don't get hooked on to these lies. My purpose in this video is to get you to ask the question, why are you here? If you know the answer, if you really know the answer, share it with us. Comment below. I will make a video or bunch of videos trying to explain the thought process that went behind me figuring out why I am here. But if you know, if you have thought about it, and this is very important for youngsters, I'm telling you, you have to think about this question. Why are you here, my brother? Why are you here, my sister? Have you really thought about it? Really? There are certain realities that we need to understand, right? When you actually understand reality, I told you, it's a stage. We don't know what's going on behind the scene because it's been closed. Very systematically, in a very organized manner, it's been closed. The moment, but you can go behind the curtain. You can go behind the scenes. It's just that people choose not to. People choose to stay in front stage. So I am asking you, don't get hooked onto the stage drama. Go behind the curtain. Go behind the scene and really see Like when you make movies, we see the movie, the finished product is wonderful, it's beautiful. But what is going on behind the scenes, which we love to see? That's where the magic is, right? Life is also like that. Don't get hooked on to what's going on screen. Go behind the scene. That is my invitation. Going behind the scene means you asking the question, why are you here? Why the hell are you here? Pardon the language. And I'll tell you what I mean by realities, okay? Because part of figuring out the answers to that question is understanding the reality. One simple reality is you cannot live alone. Can you? Are you alone? Can you live alone? I tried to. For a time in my life, I tried to. As a person who's tried that, who's tried isolation, I'm telling you, human beings are not meant for that. Initially, you're meant to be with family, then with your relatives, your extended family, then your neighbors, then your community, then your village, your city, your town, your district, your province, your state, your country, and the world. That's how human beings expand and our connections grow. I've literally experienced this when I started my case study and APM work to go international. I've realized that my being able to work has not been restricted to localities. Not only in Sri Lanka, I work with Indians, I work with Africans, I work with Americans, I work with Canadians, I work with Europeans, I'm working with Chinese. So we can work together. The countries, these boundaries, these are a lie. So one such reality is that we are all part of one big family. Family. The most important part is it's like the seed. That's one reality. Okay. Another reality. I'll tell you another reality. Good always trumps bad. Think about it. Good always trumps bad. Now, I've lived for 30 years. And in these 30 years, I've experienced a lot of bad. But to be really honest, it seems like the bad can trump good. But when you are patient, when you wait it out, not short term gains, not quick returns, when you wait it out, yes, everybody has to wait. Everybody. Okay, even after you make your gains, make your profits, you have to wait. You get to wait. When you wait, you realize the good always trumps bad. The best example is every past civilization. If you look at the Babylonian civilization, the Amazonians, the Inca civilization, you look at the Second World War, the First World War, every one of these, the Nazism, Germany under Hitler, Japan under the Emperor. When you look at all of these, right, Egypt under Pharaoh, right, when you look at these civilizations, the moment collectively these civilizations were bad, predominantly bad, when the evil trumped the good, you know what it led to? Destruction. You don't have these civilizations anymore. You don't even find a trace of it. Today, we live in a world where only the Giza pyramids are there. Where are the Egyptians? Where are the Egyptians and the Egyptian culture that built those pyramids? Where? When evil wakes up within a community, it starts with family actually. One member is getting corrupted, then it travels. When the father is corrupt, the son is corrupt. When that son becomes a father, the entire family is corrupt. When the entire family is corrupt, that family's influence is gone to the neighboring community. The community is corrupt. And corruption travels, evil travels, but finally ends with destruction to the point where a single trace of it is lost. But we shouldn't talk too much about evil. It's actually a saying of a prophet from the traditions. We should talk about good. The thing about good is good always remains, is very resilient. That is a reality. In you, inside you, within you, you can cultivate good qualities and bad qualities. Good qualities versus evil qualities. If you cultivate evil qualities, it's basically you yourself destruction. You're destroying yourself. Destruction is happening unaware to you. You're making short-term gains. You're cheating, right? This is hypothetical. I'm not saying you're bad. I'm just telling it to all of us. All right. You're cheating. Your integrity is questionable. Your professionalism is questionable. Your behavior is questionable. Your conduct is not very good. And these things might get you short-term gains, right? Which is something that we see with a lot of corrupt nations, right? Just open your eyes. It's out there to see. But when you cultivate good qualities, those elevate you, those bring out the best in you, those complete you. And when you work hard on developing good qualities, the world around you, the community around you gets better. That's why we have good things to say about people who did good after they left, and nothing to say about people who did bad after they pass. You don't even want to talk about them. These are just a couple of realities, but you have to think for yourself what these realities are. A journey is starting. A lot of plans and structures and content skeletons are there that I'm working on, that I sincerely hope will help you find the answer to this primary question, the question of why are you on earth? Let's figure it out together. Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon all of you and your loved ones. Thank you.